Regina Lay.
I'm Riza Diaz.
And I'm Sean Yao. All right, I guess we only have one big story tonight, and it's huge.
We only have one big story tonight, and our big story is, of course, the Love the Philippines campaign. But it's trending for all the wrong reasons. The new Love the Philippines ad of the tourism department is under fire as it featured stock footage of places not located in the Philippines.
Right, so we already have Secretary Frasco of the DOT earlier saying in a TV interview that the campaign cost 49 million, but it's actually, Reg, on the Tourism PH site or the DOT's website, it appears the total contract price is at 250 million pesos.
Yes, so the total, they call it the ABC, the approved budget for the contract is 250 million, although at this point, it's hard to say what the breakdown is, right? The other thing that's interesting was that in the previous statements, they did also say now stock footage, the use of stock footage is common use. Yeah. It's common practice rather in advertising, right?
But of course, they did also say, Reg, they actually specified that it is common knowledge for internal. I think DDB said this. It's used to drum up support for internal stakeholders. My question is, how did it end up at that grand launch that happened last Tuesday night at the Manila Hotel, coinciding, of course, with the 50th anniversary of the tourism department? But as of Saturday, I think, or Sunday afternoon, the AVP has been taken down from all the social media properties of the tourism department.
And the problem is that this fiasco is making international headlines. So we're going viral for all the wrong reasons now. If you take a look at your screens, that's the headline from the BBC, which goes, "Apology after Philippines tourism video uses foreign footage." And then we have also from The Independent in the UK, which says Philippines tourism video used pictures of rice terraces in Indonesia and dunes in Brazil.
And from the US, ABC Network said Philippines Tourism Ad Agency apologizes for using stock footage from foreign countries. And even the South China Morning Post, "Isn't that Brazil? Philippines pulls tourism ad for using footage of elsewhere." Elsewhere na lang. All right, now if you are wondering, if you haven't been caught up, which parts of this newly launched Love the Philippines campaign video were actually stock footage from elsewhere? Well, remember the scene of a fisherman throwing a fishing net into a lake. This was actually stock footage shot in Thailand and contributed by Red Cup Studio. The caption on the stock site says, "Silhouette of traditional fishermen throwing net fishing in the lake at sunrise time."
Some sharp-eyed netizens were saying that we don't use hats like that in the Philippines, right?
We don't,
yung pointy-coned hats.
Yeah, yung tinatawag na salakot, no? Pero hindi naman talaga siya uso dito. Now, at the 16-second mark, you see this clip of what appears to be the famous Banawe rice terraces, but in fact, it is a video of rice terraces in Tenggalalang, Ubud Valley in Indonesia. This is quite popular for Filipinos to go. I think maybe some people recognize this as Ubud. And the caption reads, "4K drone top view of rice terraces in Tenggalalang, Ubud Valley." All right, this is the other clip at the 25-second mark showing a video of dolphins jumping out of the water. This footage was likewise not shot in the Philippines and was contributed by Scene Lab Pro. And another one is this video of a woman, or maybe a man, driving a sand buggy on what appears to be the famous sand dunes of Powai, but it was actually shot in Dubai. There is another aerial shot of sand dunes, which the news outlet AFP fact-checked and found to be in Cambuco, northern Brazil.
Now, the tourism department has since apologized for the use of stock footage in the promotional video, which is now under investigation. The DOT says it is in solidarity with Filipinos in expressing outrage and extreme disappointment at the use of non-original or stock footage purporting to be scenes from the Philippines in the AVP. Now, they note that the video was prepared, produced and published by ad agency DDB Philippines as a component of the launch of the enhanced tourism branding campaign. Now, the agency says the incident shows that DDB Philippines failed to comply with obligations under their contract. And with that, the DOT says it's exercising its right to terminate its contract with the ad agency. Now, the Tourism Department clarifies, though, that no payments have been made to DOT under the contract.
Well, ad agency DDB has apologized to the Tourism Department and the public for this fiasco. DDB says it takes full responsibility for the apparent use of non-original footage in the video for the Love the Philippines campaign. It also noted that no public funds were used for the audiovisual presentation and that it was only used to help pitch the slogan. While the agency says using stock footage is standard practice in the industry, it also admitted that the use of foreign ones was an oversight on their part and that it was highly inappropriate. DDB Philippines assured the public that they are cooperating with the DOT, which, as reported, has launched an investigation into the matter.
As expected, this now infamous tourism video has drawn flack online and has been criticized by some lawmakers even. One netizen said that the promotional video was an attempt to fool not only would-be tourists, but also us Filipinos. Another notes that the investigation should be conducted by an independent entity and not the DOT. Another one joke na sa sobrang friendly ng Pinas, pati tourism ng ibang bansa, prinomote na rin nila. And yet another said, kung walang pupuna, hindi pa mabubuking. Meanwhile, Albay Representative Joey Salceda says this controversy proves that the exclusion of Mayon and other tourist attractions intrinsic to the Philippine brand was just a symptom of trabahong tamad. And Senator Nancy Binay said that someone should be held accountable as public funds were used for the making of this video. She says the Tourism Department, as a client, should have also been more discerning and critical on drafts presented to them by the ad agency. And for Senator Grace Poe, there must be truth in advertising. She expressed frustration over a government agency falling victim to blunders in this marketing campaign. Poe says it appears like the Philippines itself was scammed.
Well, ito naman, there's another DDB na nadawit. And I'm talking about Dangerous Drugs Board, which was forced to issue a statement after they got entangled in this mess. Now, the Dangerous Drugs Board says it has erroneously been tagged in several online posts and comments about the tourism promotion video. The agency pointed out that it's not affiliated with, nor does it have any business relationship with DDB Group Philippines, the ad agency. They note that the Dangerous Drugs Board is a policy-making and strategy formulating government agency on drug abuse and prevention control.
So the lesson there is tag responsibly. Right?
When
Kawawa
you type
naman,
kasi DDB, di ba? Biglang yun yung unang lalabas.
kawawa naman yung DDB. They're,
Busy na nga.
and they've been so quiet after, after the Duterte administration, and here we are dragging them into this mess again. But anyways, here to talk to us about this tourism campaign mess, we have blogger Sas Rogando Sasot. She's actually the first one to spot this apparent use of non-original footage. Sas, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Welcome to The Big Story. Where are you dialing in from, by the way?
I'm now in Manila.
Good. Fantastic. Next time we'll have you in the studio.
Yes.
So you broke this story, and it's a really big issue, and it happened very quickly. It evolved very quickly over the weekend. I just wanted to know first, how did you find out that they were using stock footage?
Well, at first, when I watched the EDC, may kutob na ako eh. Na parang, wait, that's not parang nasasabi ko na, does our rice terraces look like that? Yung airport, parang hindi tong airport eh. I could, especially dun sa airport, kasi I used to live in Europe for 12 years. And meron akong that looks like a German architectural design. And I didn't pursue it because I didn't think that they would actually use footages from other countries to promote our tourism. Pero last Saturday at around 2 p.m., meron akong schoolmate nung high school. He was actually my crush. So he messaged me and then he told me that one of the footages doon sa tourism video, ginamit niya na before for a TVC that he created for a Vietnamese client. At yun yung fisherman, yung pinapalabas nyo ngayon. So, sabi niya na nagamit niya na yan, kaya familiar daw siya dun sa work. And then he showed me where he got it. I believe that's Story Blocks. Can I say that?
Yes,
So,
yes.
yung Story Blocks. So, nandun na ako sa Story Block. So, I actually did some further digging. Kasi, of course, if you got one footage from one website, it's also possible that you have gotten other footages from the same stock footage service. And I used my digital archive skills, and one thing led to another. And actually, marami pa kasi I only search for the ones na alam ko na hindi ito sa Pilipinas eh.
Oh, so
And
yung mga
then,
nakutuban mo lang, yun muna yung hinanap mo.
Yes, yes. Kasi the other footages, some people already told me na they already saw some stock footages, pero they are in the Philippines. So I didn't really care, no, because they are shot in the Philippines, but they're still stock footages. So I think magkakaproblema doon sa sinabi ng DOT na the expected original materials. And ayun na. And then yeah, it blew up this big, and then that's it.
Alright, Sas, rewind tayo ng konti. No? How do you feel about this whole rebrand as a whole? Before mo makilatis na stock footage nga itong mga ibang chunks ng video na ginamit, what did you think about this whole rebrand? Did you like it?
I actually don't like it.
Sige, go lang. Why?
I prefer the last one, yung It's More Fun in the Philippines. Kasi it was very effective and really captures who we are as a Filipino. When It's More Fun in the Philippines was launched, I was living in the Netherlands, and I was really actually so excited about it. I didn't like the Pinoy administration for a lot of reasons, but this particular campaign, this tourism campaign, was really, really brilliant. I actually even showed it, when it came out, I actually showed it to my boyfriend then, Dutch boyfriend. And then he was so excited about the ad, and he even showed it to his friends, and they were laughing about it. And then they were pausing the ad every now and then kasi nga it was really funny. And it's really very Filipino. So ako talaga, I'm really a loyal ako dito sa branding ng Pilipinas ito kasi this is really us. You know, it's very exciting, it's very humorous, I think it's applicable in every situation. So nung una, I wasn't really kaya hindi talaga ako supportive dito sa rebranding. Parang for me, if something is not broken, do not fix it.
Sas, ikaw din is a content creator, you know, you do, kumbaga, relative to this kind of practice. Do you buy in with DDB Philippines statement that this is an unfortunate oversight?
Parang napakalamya ng unfortunate oversight. You know, I think a misedit is an unfortunate oversight. Pero, imposible naman kasing unfortunate oversight na nag-research ka ng rice terraces at malinaw na nakalagay dun sa rice terraces ay Bali, Indonesia at inilagay mo. I don't think that's still unfortunate oversight. But because that's a deliberate use of a stock footage, and it's impossible na kung sino man yung gumawa ng commercial na yan, eh hindi niya nakita na it's actually from Indonesia and that the airport is actually the airport in Zurich. Siguro naman everyone has traveled all over the Philippines, no? Kaya yan ang kinutuban ako kasi that runway, I haven't experienced that runway in any of our airports. So, ayun lang. So I don't think that it's an unfortunate oversight. Typographical errors are unfortunate oversight, but this is beyond unfortunate oversight. I think kahit naman kayo dyan sa media and even those who make the documentaries, I think you know that that you also do some video audits na these materials are original or etc. because you would have copyright issues if ever na they're not original.
Right. Sas, I just wanted to get your thoughts. Kung ikaw ang tatanungin, no, kunyari, crisis management, Sas, ano bang pwedeng gawin ng DOT para makabawi pa sa issue na to? Makakabawi pa ba sila sa issue na ito, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think this is not the first time that DOT got embroiled in the controversy. Kasi even before the It's More Fun in the Philippines was launched, the DOT then had a Pilipinas Kay Ganda campaign na everyone was so against the campaign because unang-una, sino namang foreigner makakaintindi ng Pilipinas Kay Ganda. And second, the concept was plagiarized from the tourism slogan of Poland. And of course, yung panahon ni PRRD ni Duterte, they had also an issue na then Secretary Juan Teo tried to add another layer to the slogan of It's More Fun in the Philippines, yung Experience the Philippines, and then they released a commercial, and that commercial happened to be a plagiarized concept of a commercial in an African country. So I think now they should have learned the lesson na do not change what is working and just revert back to It's More Fun in the Philippines. And then second, I think DDB or whoever is involved ay dapat managot kasi the embarrassment is just too much na you are using footages coming from outside the country. I think it's so easy just to say that, something went wrong, point out who did wrong, and then move on. Kaysa may yung mag-volley of words pa kung sinong may kasalanan o hindi. Because eventually someone really did something wrong here. Someone actually didn't just do an unfortunate oversight, but really irresponsible oversight ng mga pangyayari. Right. And ayun na nga na just go back to the original rebranding. It's already working. It's a positive way of promoting the Philippines without forcing anyone to love our country or whatever. But definitely we can always provide fun for them because masaya naman talaga mga Pilipino at masaya sa Pilipinas and kahit tumira ka sa ibang bansa, that's always something that you can remember. A lot of things are not working in this country, but it's still fun in the Philippines. It's still more fun in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I think definitely DDB, even if they were claiming that they were not directly responsible or this is just like how do you call it, a mock mood video.
Yeah.
They were still responsible for the launch of the video during the rebranding main launch.
Right.
Wherein nandoon lahat ng politiko, no? High-ranking officials from the president to senators to DOT officials. So they were still partly responsible. So I believe that DDB, just like McCann, I think siguro if not suspension of getting government contracts, talagang mas malalim na pataw ng kaparusahan, yes.
Well, the DOT's already terminated their contract with DDB, so it remains to be seen if the DOT will keep the slogan at this point, but we're going to have to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, blogger Sas Sasot.
Thank you so much.
Now, up next, we'll be speaking with former tourism chief Dick Gordon over his thoughts on the whole stock footage fiasco. Stay with us.
welcome back. You're watching The Big Story here on One News. Well, social media is still very much abuzz over the tourism video mess. So to help us make sense of things, let me bring in former Senator and former Tourism Secretary Richard Gordon. He is known as the brains behind the famous Wow Philippines campaign, which is also trending at the moment. Good evening, Senator. Thanks so much for joining us. The first thing I have to say is I'm so sorry we're running over time, so we only have time for 2 questions. And my first question to you is, Secretary Frasco said this campaign video, including the market research for it, cost 49 million pesos. And I was wanting to pick your brains. Does that figure seem right to you?
No, I mean, to produce the video, perhaps, no, but they have a campaign, which is the one that would be damaged unless we fix it right away. We have to stop talking about it and move on. Not to forget about it, but to make sure that we don't make it bigger than it. We don't make the deception bigger and make us the laughing stock of the world. What will we get by talking about it like this? Just quietly fix it and then reload. Because if you really want to talk, your previous speaker was saying, oh, gusto ko yung It's More Fun in the Philippines. But you forget that It's More Fun in the Philippines was stolen from It's More Fun in Switzerland in 1951. And tama rin siya doon sinabi niyang Pilipinas kay ganda, which they copied from Poland, no? So sa akin, the slogan is a slogan. I kept my peace doon sa It's More Fun in the Philippines. But dito, I support Love the Philippines because it can be localized by like Love Cebu, Love the Whales in Sorsogon, Love the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. Madaling tandaan, no? Ang problema natin, nagkalat yung advertising agency. Now, andyan na yan. So they should say, we own up to it, we promise to fix it, we will pay for it, the damage, and we will reload. And that way we can move forward and let the whole world stop talking about it. Because if we keep talking about it, the whole world will mock us.
Having said that, Senator, do you think sacking the agency, which is what the Tourism Department, I believe, has said it will do, is to start the termination process with DDB, you think this would just inflame things further rather than what you were saying earlier to move on?
No, you cannot deny. The mistake was made both by the Tourism Department. They should have had sentinels watching it, and the advertising agency, the CEO, should have had sentinels. Now, the way to solve it is to label all the videos. Like, I said this during the night of the tourism 50th anniversary. That's what I thought it was. You should always label your pictures and your video footage. That way, hindi ka magkakamali. That's why this happened. Kumukuha sila ng stock footage, they don't label it. So, sa akin, let's move on. Reload Love the Philippines. Let whoever is at fault pay whatever damages or let them fix it themselves. And then you can say, we made a mistake, but in reality, we have a lot more to show and we failed to show it. That's our mistake. But watch, we have all these things, including my own, arang-alang kay Congressman Salceda, including all the others that you can show, that we had been awarded by Condé Nast magazine, a respected magazine throughout the world, as having the best beaches in the world. You can have all these testimonials. We have a good product. I'm not worried about that. I've never been worried about that. That's why even if we had no money during my time, we used Wow Philippines, where you could have the acronyms like Watch Our Whales, Wild Over Water, Watch Our Water World, diba? So you can do that. And you localize it. And then the most important thing is make the local people be part of the process of change, because this is now a borderless world. You can use your computer and promote your barangay. You can promote your world in Siargao, and people will listen to that. The proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
All right. Mabilis na lang. Because, Senator, you said moving forward, parang hindi naman to unang pagkakataon na rehash pala or galing sa ganito. So, Senator...
Sinabi ko na yan eh. Excuse me ha. Sinabi ko na yan eh. Pinalampas nyo yung It's More Fun in the Philippines. galing sa Switzerland yun.
Yun
Bayad
nga,
tayo malaki
Senator.
yun.
Right, so
Malaki ang binayad doon.
hindi po ba dapat ngayon?
Hindi pa naman nababayaran ito lahat. Let's move on. Why will we dwell on it? No, it's a deception.
But
Punish them for the deception. But the bigger thing to do, we have bigger fish to fry.
right.
The bigger fish to fry is move on with our tourism promotion. And say, like during the coup dito, sabi ko, i-party nyo lahat yun na kulong dyan sa Okut at sabihin natin sa kanila, we survived the coup, but we enjoyed it, we will come back to the Philippines. Tapos, di ba? Why will we continue to say, may culpa. Alam na natin yan, wala naman nangyayari. Hindi naman pinaparusahan. So, move on, and let's save tourism. I think all those folks in the Department of Tourism didn't want this. I don't think the advertising agency wanted it. Of course, they have to own up to it, fix it, and then reload and move on.
Well, we'll see if they take your advice. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, former Senator and former Tourism Chief Richard Gordon.
We have more stories when the big story returns. Keep it here on One News.
You're still watching the big story here on One News. Now, another year, another exciting motorsports season. Toyota Motor Philippines has kicked off its 9th season of the Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup over at the Clark International Speedway. Marty Bautista tells us more in this report.
The Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup has returned for another thrilling season. Toyota Motor Philippines' longest-running Premier One Make Race series debuted its first out of 3 legs for the 2023 season on Saturday, July 1 at the Clark International Speedway in Pampanga. With restrictions now eased, this year's Vios Cup started with plenty of energy and excitement. The racing series features 3 circuit championship classes: promotional, sporting, and super sporting. This year, the TGR Vios Cup also returned with a circuit championship, but with an exciting twist. In the third leg of the race, endurance racing will be introduced, testing the durability of the Toyota Vios racers.
It's really a celebration of driving skills of our Filipino racing talents, and also a way for us of further improving our craft in terms of developing cars for our customers.
Along with this, Toyota also took the chance to test run its Altis GRS hybrid electric race car.
This season signifies our further push for carbon neutrality in motorsports. It is our hope to further develop and enhance this race car, and who knows, maybe someday we'll be seeing more of electrified cars on our track here at the Toyota Gazoo racing events.
This season featured new and fresh faces in the racetrack, one of which is beauty queen Megan Young, who competed in the Autocross Challenge.
It's my first time to do some sort of race. I'm nervous but really excited. Habang ginagawa namin yung practice, habang nakailang ikot na kami, mas nagiging confident ako, mas nagiging competitive ako.
Of course, celebrity race veterans were also there to show off their driving skills as they competed for the top spot.
Every season seems to be getting better and better, and for all of us racers, it's a chance to compete and move up, gain experience.
As for the winners of the races, Alena Zona and Jarend Messina emerged on top in the Bridgestone promotional class. Russell Cabrera and Bern Corpino, meanwhile, took home the championship title in the Petron Sporting class. While Gerard Loy, John Dizon, and Ian Rosales emerged as the Bridgestone Super Sporting class champions. The Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup will return for its second leg on September 9. For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
And that's all the time we have for the show tonight.
We are One News, all sides, all the time.
Thanks for tuning in and good night.